Hello, everyone. This is Sharifa from the Nubian Review, where I chat about books. I do bullet journaling. I do creative journaling. I share a little bit of lifestyle tips and everything in between. And so today, I want to bring to you a kind of chat about journals. Um, The channel originally was created so I can share my love of books, mostly nonfiction books. Um, I saw that that was an area of YouTube where there were not a lot of nonfiction book creators, and that's fine. I love both nonfiction and fiction. However, for myself, um, I was entering an era in my life where I wanted to delve into more nonfiction. Some of the books that I'm reading currently has a lot to do with the civil rights era, which is my favorite era. Also, um, how is this civil rights era? And there's a series that I'm reading. Oh, I forgot the name of the series. Oh, in the civil rights era. Matter of fact, I have the book right here with me right now. Let me just pull it out. It is a 3-part series. It is called, and you may have seen this on my Mammoth Book Challenge if you've seen it, Pardon the Waters. And actually, I'm reading it, but I'm not reading it. I read this a couple of times before. What I'm doing now is a deep dive annotation. So much of a study of the civil rights era, and I'm actually also, let me grab this other book. I'm reaching for these books because this was not part of the plan. This is Walking on Water, and this is the author's, this is more like a memoir of his story migrating from the south of the United States to the north. And so this is actually excellent writing. And so in the future, you will more likely hear me talk about these two books, but that ain't the reason why we're here. We're here today to do an actual bullet journal and journaling chat. So let's get into it. Once again, if this is your first time at my channel, thank you for joining us today, and hopefully you'll get something out of this video. So I'm going to start off with the one journal that you will probably see more on this channel. Well, the first, I would say 3, that you will probably see more on this channel than anything else. They are the reason for this channel being. Okay? So the first one is my everyday A4 bullet journal. I use this journal for practically everything. And everything I have in here, they have been transferred in some form or fashion to my other journals. And so this is the hub. I keep everything in here. Even I have like a little tag right here that says, special projects. And so everything that I have in here, I basically just transfer it to my other specialty bullet journals or notebooks. I do my daily planning. I do some reflection in here. A lot currently, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on subjects that are happening in our current affairs. So, but for mostly, this is planning, keeping my life together. You got to keep the life together, and this is helping me do a great job. Secondly, this is a second journal that I use on a regular basis. This is my my goals journal. Well, I want to say my complete wellness journal, goals journal. And so this categorizes each area of my life, including professional and personal. And so I set goals for those different areas of my life. And just looking to make a holistic change all, in my entire life, not just my career or personal relationships. It all plays into that circle of life. And so I chart, I strategize, I write notes in this journal. This journal is not for fancy or beauty. It's just solid note taking, strategies, and goal setting. And so I use these to coincide with each other. The next one is my daily diary. And so I've always kept a diary in some form of fashion my entire life. And some of it is, me just writing sonnets, poetry about things that are going on in my life, or just being raw and just writing it down. And so for the past 3 years, I've been using this particular brand. Now, I've never used a full size diary until I started using this one. This one is from Typo, and they are a subsidy company from this brand called Cotton On. So they do both apparel and then they do like stationery. If you're ever interested in any of these products, I would definitely try to find the links and put them in the description. So yes, and so I use this one. Not showing you any pages, but I use this one to just chart down, to just write about my day. Like there's no, and this is another reason why this would not be shown at all unless I'm doing like a setup. I do, put like maybe washi or, clear out the timing and just use it to write. And so, yes, this is more or less for personal enrichment, not YouTube enrichment. But then we get to the reason for the season, right? And so this is my my reading journal. And I have 2 reading journals. This one right here is I guess you can say my creative reading journal, because I've always kept a reading journal per se, where I write about what I wrote. Where I write down what I read, or I write down quotes and stuff like that. So I always kept one. Matter of fact, I have it with me right now. But I decided a few years ago, because I have another bullet journal, but it's smaller. It's a B5. This is an A4 letter size. So I've had it for 3 years, and for 3 years, I was able to, keep up with the books I read. Sometimes better than others, but this year I want to challenge myself to do more creative spreads on my readings, and if not for myself, but to show, the audience, or my audience, how creative spreads can be done in an A4. I've seen plenty done in the A5, like different sizes. And so I would like to get more into this. This will be more of a centerpiece when I'm talking about books I've read, and probably doing monthly book wrap-ups. Okay? And you see I keep this one right here, because this is the hub. This houses everything. It even houses the books that I am currently reading. And so to say that is that I try to keep up with everything in my main journal, and that allows me to be effective in other areas of my life. And speaking of other areas of my life, this is my life project notebook, my journal. And so this is something that I've been thinking about for about a year, but so good, nice cold water. But I'm actually putting into motion this year. I can't get into details about it right now, but in future videos I will slowly share some of the things that I've been putting in my life journal. And so Yeah, this is more personal. So my thing about it is not everything is for consumer or audience consumption. Um, what I would like to do is to share how I'm using each journal, and if you're interested, I can probably do like a spread that not from my personal journal, but like lay out a spread or some questions or a way that you can use it yourself. So if that's a video that you're interested in, please let me know. If you're interested in content on any of these bullet journals or journals that I'm talking about, please let me know in the content in the comments, and I can see what I can do. The next one is my cultural exploration journal, and it's called my Kwanzaa journal. As you know, well, you probably don't know, I am of African descent. So, in saying that, I carry my my place of being a woman of African descent with great pride. And every holiday that is geared towards celebrating, who I am all in. And so for 4 years, I want to be honest with you, for 4 years I've been thinking about doing this, but I just could never figure out what is it that I want to express. And so this year, this is called my Kwanzaa journal. I journal about the different principles of Kwanzaa and how they're applied to every day in my life. So let me give you an idea. So in this one, I write about my day, right? So I can just clear up the confusion. I write about my day. In the course of my day, are there principles from Kwanzaa that I've learned a lesson from or that I need to learn a lesson from? That is being shared in this journal right here. And so it's been a labor of love. It has opened my mind, my thoughts to different aspects of who I am as a Black woman. And it's a beautiful journey. I encourage everyone to get into the delve, get into the deep of who they are, and not just doing a what they call that. They do a genealogy test to see like where you come from, but on top of that, get to know you and the holidays and the things that that creates who you are as a being, or your ancestors. Like, it may not be your thing to do certain things, right? Because it's cultural. However, I feel that the more you know who you are, the more confident you feel, the more comfortable you feel about what you're doing, what are you are. I mean, your place in life, and so it's a beautiful experience. And so this is my Kwanzaa journal, which I call my cultural journal. Okay, so let's get into the next one. Actually, let me get back to my Kwanzaa journal. Let me bring that back for a minute. With my Kwanzaa journal, I also have a Kwanzaa bullet journal. So I use this right here almost on a daily basis. And so what I write in here are events that happen in Black history, African history, any history that is coincide with being of African descent, or just being a Black person in the world. Which I want to say, and this is not the video for that, but race is a construct, and so I try not to go by those labeled tropes. We are all, one, if you wanted to see it as that, but we do have cultural differences. So in saying that, that's all I'm going to say about that. And so let's just move it on. All right, so my next one. Well, we get into the good stuff, right, y'all? All of the other stuff was really good. This is the good stuff. This is what I call free therapy. Okay, it's going to cost you something, but it's not going to cost you a lot. It's going to cost you to be honest with yourself, right? It's going to cost you to be open and really ready to explore those other aspects of your life. So what I've done was take on letter writing, which is so nostalgic, right? Who writes letters? Well, I do. So my the secret letters project was inspired by Juliet Madison, and actually a lot of the letters that I wrote in this book were inspired by the letters in this book. And I just want to get to the table of contents. It has a list of letters that you can write, right? I've only wrote a few letters, but I tell you, just doing the letters and doing the work, right? It has this part right here where it says before you write your letter, and it has you to break down things that you probably want to put in your letter and construct in your letter. It gives you a guide and a template. You know, if you want to mail it to someone, you can, and there's even a space to write it. I normally, when I have books like this, I normally don't write in them, because whatever I learn and that I can pass on, I definitely want to share it with others. And so I try to keep it empty, although it does have my name. I always keep my name on my property, but you know, I like to share the wealth of information. So this is for my secret letter writing project. And so we can get more into this in the next video, like I said, and it still stands. If you would like to know more about this, just put something in the comments. And we're getting down to another therapeutic gesture. This is called my RAP journal. Now, I really can't get into this right now, but I'll give you a tidbit of it. RAP stands for Wellness Recovery Action Plan, and is normally used for people who are suffering or dealing with, I would say, anxiety, depression, illnesses, anything, a grief, like a death or anything. This recovery plan will teach you to use the tools that you already have, the tools that are within you, right? To create an environment where you can get well. And so wellness is something that I am really stoked on exemplifying in my life. And so you will hear me from time to time. Actually, my bullet journal, my monthly setups are based on a wellness cycle. So I will get into this more and more during the spring. I'm currently creating a course for this because I feel like this right here is so needed with all the mental health issues and crisis and suicides that we deal with on a regular basis, you know, mass shootings, you know, hate crimes, all of that stuff that, you know, is coming with this life. I feel like this would be a very therapeutic process for people who are interested. So that is my RAP journal. Okay. And we're getting down to the last ones. And actually, I wasn't going to show this, but this is actually part of my bullet, not bullet journal, but this is part of my planning. And it's financial planning. It says budget planner, but it should say financial planner. But we'll do better next year with the name, right? And so with this, my channel is not for, I don't give budget suggestions. Far from it. But I am inspired by other YouTubers I have watched do budget videos and how they set up their budgets, the sinking funds and all that other good stuff, how they're tracking their expenses. I've always tracked my expenses with my receipts, and I'll just write down like, oh, you spent too much. Okay, don't do that. So getting into the nitty gritty. And so with my budget journal, I have some areas in my life that I would like to explore. But outside of that, let me see if I can find you a page. My setups are pretty basic. Like, I will give you an example. So this is April. April is not here yet when I'm recording this video. My calendar. And then I write down the notes of the bills that I have to pay, like the symbols. And then the other side, I just have my expense log. And so week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. On an average, we have about 5.5 weeks. But anything that falls after 5 weeks will go in week 4. And actually, I can break up those columns. And for the most part, that's what it is. And so I also do have a financial development where I listen to podcasts, write notes for that, books that I've read. So far this year, I only read 1 book, so I really need to get on that. Financial strategies, things that I want to implement, right? And research and development, and that has a lot to do with stock and retirement. And so, this is my book for 2024. Now, will I have the same book in 2025? More likely, I probably won't. But these other areas where you see like financial, I have my financial, I have financial development, all these other markers will probably still be utilized. But who knows? I may fill this all up and need another new notebook. And so yes, this is my budget planner. Now, this is my last one, but it's not my least one. And actually, I'm going to show you guys my other reading journal. It's not a creative reading journal. It's just a reading journal that I jot down. But this is my spiritual journal. And so, also, I'm looking to not only develop or expand my understanding of my own culture, I also, take a deep dive into, different philosophies of religion and spirituality from different cultures. And so, along with, things that comes from, our traditional standard Bible, I also, look into the Quran. I've also, read things from Buddha. I also, read about Stoicism. And so it has changed how I look at life in general. I can sometimes look at people and see the or feel the unfortunate pain in their heart when they're talking about, various cultural issues. I never want to be a deer in the headlights because this life is short, right? And we only have this allotted time here on earth. And so I want to have a full life with all the things I love. Now, this right here, this is an extra added bonus. I do have other journals that I work in, but this one right here is actually my bullet journal. Not bullet journal, but my reading journal. And so I've been using it, I would say, for a while. When I'm listening to my audiobooks, or if I'm reading, I normally jot down books in this one. This is not a fancy journal. This is just for me to keep up with all my readings. And so this is what this is for. And so one day I would do a video on all the journals that I use, but I just thought I would show you a small piece of the journals that I use on a regular basis, right? Crazy that I would use all of this. But yes, I do. And so let's go back over what I've shown you. And if you have any questions about any of the journals, like I said, feel free to drop something in the comments. So let's get back to the journals. So we have what I call my spiritual journal. We have my budget journal, or I'm going to say my budget planner. We have my rap journal. We have my creative letter writing project journal. We have my cultural journal, which is my Kwanzaa journal. We have my life journal. We have the reason for the season journal, which is my reading bullet journal, right? We have my goals journal. We have my diary. And last but not least, we have my, I have to give this one, you really have to see this one on camera. This is also the reason for the season. You have my daily planner, my bullet journal. And so these are the things that keeps me going, keeps me wired, giving me a well-documented life. And so if I said anything on here that sparks your interest, I'm so happy, even if it's just one person, right? Years from now, if I've shared a journal that you would like to know more about in detail, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. If you want to know any of the purchases, normally I buy everything on sale. So if I give you a link, I would say I would just give you the link to the store, and you choose how you want to you want to spend your money, because it's your money. But to close out, I want to say thank you for stopping at my channel today. I enjoyed actually putting this video together. I hope that this will give you somewhat an understanding of what I offer or will be offering on this channel, and who I am, and some of the journey, a portion of my life journey of where I'm heading. Like I said, the Nubian Review, it originally started off as a channel for just bookish content, but I kind of figure like this is my channel. I should be able to put whatever I want to put on here. And so with that, I want to thank you for stopping at the Nubian Review. Thank you for watching my video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, give me a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you enjoyed my content. Also, click the subscribe button so you can see more videos of bookish journal, bullet journal, planning, content, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.